Yeah, there's chairs all the way around that table. Yeah. All right then. Okay. She says it'll be 10 gold. Okay. She comes back a couple minutes later with a bottle that you actually, as she's handing it to you, you do recognize it. Um, it's basically a human whiskey that is kind of an attempt to replicate a dwarven whiskey of some kind. It uses some similar techniques, and so it is quite strong stuff. Working. Do I look like I'm working to you? What's that supposed to mean? Well, fuck you. So do you. Haven't been needed for a while. And he pours out of the new bottle. What is that? What? What the hell? Um, he kind of looks up for a minute and he pours. And I mean, he's pouring this stuff, which is normally like for shots, and he's pouring a glass full of it at a time. No, no, no. He is pouring, but like a he has like a tumbler there, and he's filling this thing and then downing it. Huh? You should delete what? He's having a conniption. Ah. Um. Yes, I mean he's downing this stuff heavily, and he kind of looks up from a second after taking a big swig, and he looks at you and says, "Look at me. With all the shit going on at the minute, who do you think's gonna hire someone that looks like me?" He takes another big swig and he looks at you. And at this point, you can tell that there's no way he's seeing you clearly. One of his eyes is kind of halfway focusing on you, and you're not quite sure where the other one is trying to focus at the moment. He is shit-faced. And he just looks at you like he was about to say something, and then doesn't say anything. He looks at you. And he says, "Now look, you two. Sober might be hard." And he kind of trails off halfway through the sentence, and you realize after a second he's held up his finger as he's speaking to you. And then his eyes have focused on his own finger. And he's kind of just looking at it. Like he can't quite figure out if it's his or not. From what you saw outside, it looks like it does, yes. No, he's just been coming in at dawn for the last week and drinking himself sick and then wandering off down the road again. I'd say you could create a weak antitoxin of some kind. It would be nowhere near as effective as a magical or a more potent one. This is not America, thank you. Yeah. You're not having this conversation at the moment. Are you turning around and saying that to him? Certainly, yeah. Roll me investigation. So you ask him why he's. You're asking him what exactly now, Doc? Well, you two just drop, and then you can rejoin. One of those days. Doc has not left our call yet. What do you need settings for? No, Skype is an uncaring bitch. Yeah, never fight the Borg. Never fight the Borg. I mean, it covers everything off. Hello. He's not allowed to use his real name. They were assholes, but you know, we kind of are a group of assholes. All right, so where are we picking up from? Right, Aodin, you're still at the bar. Right, Rokus, you do a bit of searching around to find Aodin, and you realize that he's probably in the bar that you left. Okay, you head back in. You see Aodin at the end of the bar. I was expecting you to say words. Okay. As you're all sitting down at this table, the guy at the next table over from you, McGee, leans in and he says, "Look, you're all horrible at whatever you're doing. he kind of sits back for a second as if he's thinking things through. And then he smiles. Excuse me. He smiles and he says, "Look, I don't know what your game is, but I'm gonna give you a little friendly advice, okay?" He pulls something from underneath his kind of not robe, but almost kind of like a traveling cloak that he's wearing. And he goes to put it on the table, and as he does, you notice that it looks like... right, have you ever seen the old Hellboy movie? That big pistol that he had? It looks like an oversized 6-shooter, but where the ammunition is, it's actually almost like a transparent, and you can see into it. And it kind of looks like a Tesla style lightning bolt in the chamber of the pistol. And he puts it on the table, and he looks at you and he goes, "Go away." Give me a history roll. The rest of you at the tower, actually, Aoden, you give me history with advantage. And Keegan, you can roll history as well if you want. Jesus, Aoden, you don't recognize a damn thing. Yeah, the two of you actually do recognize, Aoden, you don't. Some of the stuff that he's wearing almost looks like it's had patches or things kind of removed or torn off. But when you start kind of thinking about what it looks like and the places that things are missing, it starts to strike you as looking a bit like a Rangers Enclave uniform. Now, Shane, out of character for a bit of background, the Rangers Enclave are basically a group that operate out of a number of cities. They're kind of a mercenary unit, but they bill themselves as a mercenary unit with ethics, as it were. They won't just fight for anyone. They kind of choose their fights. But it definitely looks very much like one of their uniforms with the patches and such removed from it. Okay. I mean, you can certainly roll insight on this guy. Even with a 10, that's very clearly a threat that he's giving, yes. He just put a giant... He said you're all very bad at whatever it is you're doing. And then he basically put the gun on the table and just said, "Just get out, please." And actually, Aoden, have you still been using your Royal Vision? Right. Roll me an Arcana roll. Because there's something else here that you may notice that the others would not have a chance to. No, but it gives you a chance to see this. Yep. You come in here, you disturb my afternoon, the moment of peace I've had in weeks. First chance I've had for a drink. You and your lot come in here and whatever this subterfuge you think you're playing at, I don't really care, but... And then you want my help. Okay. People are being taken. What people? Taken by who? There's no cult active in this area. At least not around this town. And at least not for a number of days' travel south of here either. No, because there was a cult here 3 months ago and we executed them. Believe me, they won't be in a hurry to return. The last I saw of them, they were scurrying north towards that metal wall. Yeah, like him over there. Give me a persuasion roll. You are as lucky as fuck. I'm not gonna tell you what his bonus is, but let's just say that there are not many other rolls that he could have made that would have failed. Jesus. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is there's very few other things he could have rolled, other than that, that would have. Yeah. Um. He kind of looks at he kind of looks at you and he sighs and he says, "All right. I don't know why, but something about your ring's right. So, fuck, I don't know why I'm doing this." He stands up. He moves the gun back to its holster. Yeah. And he sighs and he says, "Come with me." And he leads you back towards the back into an area of the tavern that you've not been into yet. And he gets about halfway down the hallway back here, and he stops and he says, "Just wait here a moment." Mm-hmm. And he heads into the room on the end, and you wait. You saw McGee come out. Yeah, he stuck his head out the door and shouted for you by name to come back in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, his gun seems to be glowing just fine, by the way. Okay. A couple minutes pass, and then he steps back out the door. Hmm? Oh. He steps back out and he looks at you and he says, "Come on in." And you step into the room and you find two more It doesn't until you actually go through the door. It would match the descriptions that you've had. The guy to the north seems to be carrying Keegan. You probably would be quite aware of what one of these is because you would have seen one a few times. Roaches, you have an idea, although you're not familiar with it. Oh, Shane, I'll catch you up. There was a lot of discussion with the guy at the table next to yours. He pulled out. You were here for the glowing pistol, weren't? Yeah, you were. Yeah. Yes. Keegan basically managed to convince him that you were trying to do good and this, that, and the other. And after a bit of back and forth, he eventually stood up and said, "Right then, follow me." And he has then led the group back into the back rooms of the tavern. And I'll put you in here with the group, where you have encountered 2 more armored men. And as you have just walked into here, the guy to the north, like I said, Roaches, you would recognize the type of weapon, if not the specific one. And Keegan, the same thing. The guy to the north is carrying a rifle that looks to be very much a very long-range precision sniper weapon. You don't, actually. It does not look like anything you've seen. The configuration makes it obviously a sniper weapon, but the type does not match anything you're familiar with. And the one to the south is carrying a weapon that, for intents and purposes, looks to be kind of a hybridization between what looks like maybe a... If you took a mixture of a rifle... Hello? We heard you fine. Oh. Yeah. His weapon looks to be a hybridization. If you mash together a rifle, like an assault rifle, a grenade launcher, and a flamethrower, all into one weapon, that looks to be what he's holding. Yes, his gun looks like a mixture between an assault rifle, like a short barrel assault rifle, a grenade launcher, and a flamethrower, mashed into a single weapon. And both of them are wearing armor that does not look in any way standard. They've got mismatched pieces. They've got what looks like obvious modifications. And then they are all wearing what, as he stood up, you've now realized is some kind of like a cloak that appears to be some kind of an active camo. This all appears to be very high-tech stuff. As you walk in, the guy to the south, the one with the kind of hybrid weird weapon, looks at all of you, and he says, Barky tells me that you guys are investigating some kind of disappearances. Something to do with the cult that we got rid of. He seems to trust you. I'm not sure that I do. So let's hear it again. Are you one of my men? Then you look like whatever I think you look like. No, that he said they got rid of it months ago. Down here. He just kind of looks at you and he says, I don't know what exactly you think you're accusing us of. However, there have been no attacks, no robberies, or anything else on the roads between here and Barnhaven in the last 3 months. You actually watch as he kind of looks at that radio, and he taps what appears to be an earpiece, and he says, Fuse, are you getting this? Check out the name. He said, Fuse, are you getting this? Check the name. What exactly have you heard about us? The road north leads out of the zone and is the area where your Titan people keep shooting at us for trying to help people. Tell me this. Tell me this. An exchange of information. You want to know more about the cult we destroyed? I want to know more about your blue friend. Where is he now? I know that he was traveling with you, and now he is not. That would be more information. The trade is for the cult. Or would you rather forego the information on the cult for that answer? It has been made clear that we are unwelcome north of the zone. The affairs there no longer concern us. Stop eating your microphone. Okay, yeah. Swallow your microphone. That will fix it. No. Yeah, Seeger might go for that. Yeah, No, he just quit. You made him quit the group. Thanks a lot. That doesn't sound as fun. So he's asked, would you rather have the information about why they want to know about the blue guy rather than the information about the cultists? He's basically saying he'll give you one or the other in exchange for you telling him where the blue guy is. Why not? Uh-huh. You don't know where he is. Interesting. Because you do not know. Well, I mean, the alphas just told him you don't know. The the guy that's behind you now, that he's referred to as Sparky, just kind of chuckles as you say that. In Titan. Do you have any information on these disappeared people? You fought a demon and then let it go. Squint, how many, And the guy that's been silent that has the sniper rifle, he reaches into a bag and he starts flipping through and he pulls out 4 left